Welcome everybody once again to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series for the CMT 300 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I'm Michael Paz alongside Darien Arnsdorff bringing you the coverage. And earlier this year at this track, we found out that this place is absolutely brutal on tires.
Indeed they are, Michael. It's great to be back here in New England at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. When we came here earlier this season, it was an unknown factor, the tire wear. And it proved to be a massive, massive deal, as the tires can only last about 35 to 40 laps. So it's going to be a huge problem here today, especially considering that not only do they only last 35, 40 laps, they also fall off extremely quickly by the end of those runs. We would typically see fall off around 6, 8, maybe even 10 seconds at the end of the run. We switch focus to the points now here at New Hampshire. This is race number 25 of 32 for the 1997 Winston Cup Series season. Only 8 races left to go, and we have a new points leader. For the first time since race number 3 or 4, I can't remember off the top of my head, Dale Earnhardt is not your points leader. It is now Bobby Hamilton. He leads it by 13 points over Dale Earnhardt, and then 40 over Derek Cope. 216 back is the 6 of Jeff Gordon. There's still a chance there, Michael. With 8 races left, you can definitely see these guys 4, 5, and 6 make their way back up into the championship fight.
Yeah, we've learned over the last couple weeks that nothing is set in stone. Jeff Gordon, who you just brought up, he's had top 10s in the last 7 of 8 races. And for Dale Earnhardt, the main thing that did not help him was his last 3 finishes. 27th at Bristol, 14th at Darlington, 18th at Richmond. When you've had a season that's been so well the entire year, every single race where you are not performing at your best is just a massive hindrance, and Dale Earnhardt is realizing that firsthand. That whole team, Petty Penske Enterprises, along with Dale Jarrett and Matt Kenseth, they've been more in the midfield throughout the season. They've been qualifying midfield and not able to get their way up through to the top 10, top 15 sometimes. And that's really been their struggles that they're going to try to look to turn around this week at New Hampshire.
Yeah, one thing I want to look back on really quickly is we look at the last race we had here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Steve Park got the win over Morgan Shepherd and Jeff Gordon by leading 21 of the 105 laps. We don't have data on the lap times and everything, or the pit stops and everything, but what we can definitely understand is this will be at least a 2-stop race here today at New Hampshire, and it's going to be a fun one indeed as we see our starting lineup now on screen.
On pole today, definitely one of the best guys to come from well below in owner's points, John Andretti, putting on his absolutely stellar gear with another pole. This time, he will be starting alongside the number 25 of Steve Park, the winner of the last event we had here. We see some familiar favorites. Row number 2, the number 6 of Jeff Gordon, who is definitely looking for another top 10 on the day to close in on that championship gap. And Dale Earnhardt Sr., it looks like he's figured out the qualifying issue as he now qualifies 4th for today. Row number 3 is the 28 of Harry Gant alongside the 17 of Ward Burton. Row number 4, it's 2 of the Hendrick cars. Ron Hardaday Jr. in the 5, David Green in the number 24. Then in 9th, it is the 29 of Jim Sauter with a very good qualifying run. He'll be starting next to the 99 of Ricky Rudd.
Very interesting faces in the top 10. We now look at the rest of your top 20. Row number 6, we'll see Dale Jarrett starting next to the current points leader, Bobby Hamilton. It feels weird to say that after so long, but it is the truth. Hamilton, the points leader, starting in P12 here today. Behind them in row 7, it will be Mark Martin. He'll be starting next to Elliott Sadler. Great qualifying run for the 82 car. What's been a struggle for Wood Brothers Racing this season. Row number 8, we're going to see Sterling Marlin starting alongside Mike McLaughlin. McLaughlin taking over the 16 car from Butch Gillen. As we saw earlier in the season, he also drove the 87 in place of an injured Joe Nemechek, where he's been really good. He's looking for another good run here today at New Hampshire. Row number 9, we'll see Michael Waltrip starting next to Rusty Wallace. And rounding out the top 20, it will be Johnny Benson Jr. and Jeff Burton.
Then to start the back half of the field, it's the number 87 of Joe Nemechek who starting midfield today alongside the number 12 of Jason Keller. This is his first race made after missing the last 4. Then in 23rd, Jimmy Spencer in the number 71 for Noble Racing, having a very good starting position and making his first return in a couple. This is actually, his second race he's made, but after missing the last 6. Alongside him, the number 9 of Morgan Shepherd. Then behind them, in 25th, it's the 3 of Derek Cope, one of the other championship runners who's starting in the back half of the field, alongside the 63 of Joe Ruttman. Then in 27th, it's the number 1 of Jack Sprague, alongside Lyndon Amick, 2 rookies with very different career arcs so far this season. Then to round out the top 30, it's the number 21 of Bobby Labonte and the 95 of Wally Dallenbach.
And look at the last bit of the field here. We go to row number 16 to see the 88 of Lake Speed. He'll be starting next to the 38 of Ted Musgrave. Musgrave came oh so close to pulling off a massive upset last week at Richmond. It just wasn't in the cards for him at the end. Row number 17, we see Ken Schrader starting next to Hermes, we see Ken Schrader starting next to Hermes Sadler. 2 drivers who, very different this season. Schrader, someone who's been up there in the points. Sadler's been a bit farther back, but he has had some good runs fairly recently. Row number 18, we're going to see Mike Skinner starting next to Ricky Craven. Craven won a couple weeks ago at Bristol. Going to need another big recovery here today at Bristol. On to row 19, we see Robbie Gordon starting next to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Earnhardt's someone who's up in the top 15 in points. Really needs a good recovery here today to stay in the Rookie of the Year fight. On to row number 20, we see Tom Bodine starting next to Terry Labonte. Row 21 is Ernie Irvin, the Daytona 500 winner, starting next to Bill Elliott. And rounding out the field in row number 22 is our North Carolina winner from earlier in the season, Jeremy Mayfield.
So there's our starting 43, and with how much the tire fall off, I'm inclined to say that I'm leaning towards someone in the front half of the field is going to do good, but you know, we've been proven wrong a lot of times before. Darien, who are you thinking for today?
Well, if we go by earlier this season when Steve Park won this race, he started 30th en route to the victory here at New Hampshire. So I'm going to look a bit farther back as well. I'm going to go, this is a tough pick. Not easy, but I'm going to go for back-to-back for Morgan McClure and the 4 of Jeff Burton to get the win here today.
Darien goes for Jeff Burton. I'm going to go for the other Jeff Gordon. I've been saying week in, week out, he's been well overdue for a win. And with how many top 10s he's had, it's bound to come eventually. Right? I'm going to be right once this year, right? I've got
Probably
105 laps to be proven wrong today. The pace car comes off. And we are ready for 105 laps at New Hampshire. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Andretti, Park side by side through turns 1 and 2. Park got a pretty good run off there. He's going to take the lead from the outside.
Great start by Steve Park. And he's going to have a massive lead at the end of this first lap. Dale Earnhardt Sr. and John Andretti going in side by side now for second. Then you see the 6 and 17 behind them. Park leads lap 1, but it's still a long, long way to go.
Dale Earnhardt came right out of the gate as well, right behind the 25 car. He's definitely trying to make up for some of the misfortunes of the past few weeks. John Andretti in third. He has not fallen too far behind. We approach the end of lap number 2. There's a side-by-side battle. Ward Burton on the outside of Jeff Gordon.
One thing that we need to expect as this race goes on, it probably won't be as much side-by-side racing comparatively to what we'd see at some other tracks later in the run because of the high tire fall-off, but it is a possibility. So we're going to see big battles here in the early run. Jeff Gordon, Ward Burton side by side for fourth, and a lot more cars side by side behind them, trying to get any position they can before the tires start to die.
So they're still running their fast laps right now. Just 27.8s right now for a lot of these guys. They are, and that's going to be our benchmark to watch. 27.8s, 27.9s. And we're going to see how much the fall off is as they get later into the one. Here's Harry Gant with help from the 29, trying to get to the inside of the 200 cars.
Needs the push, needs to get help from Jim Sauter and Bobby Hamilton. Into turn one, Gant and Green going at it for sixth place, and I think Harry Gant might have the spot. No, he doesn't. Green on the outside, he's going to run. Gonna try and clear, still can't get clear. They're still side by side as they go 3, 3, and 4 with 100 laps to go when they reach the line.
It gets pretty dead even when you're battling side by side like that for a while, and it's kind of hard for any one car to get the advantage, but usually it tends to go towards a car on the inside, as we just saw. Harry Gant finally gets enough of a run through the corner and gets past the 24. Oh, and hello, the 29 tried to send it in.
He did send it in and about wrecked David Green. That was almost a massive problem. Up front, here comes Dale Earnhardt. On the inside of Steve Park, going to look for the lead on lap number 7.
Here he goes to the inside. He's got a pretty good run, but so does the 25. 25 battling back hard on the outside.
Park and Earnhardt going at it for the lead. Who's going to be the one to come out on top? Side by side for almost the entire lap. And Park still has it at the line, but only barely. Earnhardt still trying to get the lead from Steve Park.
And every time it looks like it's going to go one way, it just goes right back to the other. No, not one of these guys so far. This is going to be coming up on 2 laps now. They've been side by side. Nobody's been able to clear, but 25 goes wide, and it looks like he's going to have a better advantage coming down the straightaway into turn number 1.
He had the advantage, but not enough. He's coming back as Dale Earnhardt. You see in the back there, Gordon and Andretti side by side. We stay focused for the lead, and Steve Park will finally get clear of Dale Earnhardt and keep the lead.
I think that's one of the telltale signs there, is that the outside is pretty strong, at least in the hands of Steve Park, as he was able to go ahead, hold off the 43 who was charging, as we see Jeff Gordon on the inside of the 31 of Andretti for 3rd. Then now Andretti falls to 4th, could fall to 5th, depending on what the 17 does.
Oh, Earnhardt looked back to the inside. He's there again, maybe? Earnhardt is hounding Steve Park to the best of his abilities. He wants to get the lead. He wants to get the bonus points. Any points you can get matters with only 8 races left in the season, especially when you're going for a record-setting 8th championship like Dale Earnhardt is.
But Steve Park has been a pretty good defender this year, as here comes Earnhardt to the inside. He's right there, right alongside the number 25. Still not able to get that run, though. Although,
Park has been doing an immaculate... Oh! I was about to say Park has done an immaculate job defending, but I thought he might have got dumped there. Just one thing went a little bit wrong.
As I was saying, Park was doing really good this year. He's had 2 wins so far, and he's been just very strong, making a lot of good moves at the right times. And we're kind of seeing that here, as Dale is still unable to pass him so far.
Well, he's trying again now as I head down to turn 3. Earnhardt still trying to get to the inside of Steve Park here on lap 13. This time Earnhardt might have him. Down the front straightaway, does he lead the lap? No!
By 1/1000!
And here comes Jeff Gordon. And now Dale Earnhardt up in front for the moment. But can Park get the ground on the outside line? Yes, he will. He's back in front now. Earnhardt's still going after it. Can he get the lead this time?
This has got to be infuriating for the 43 car. So close, but not yet. Has not led a lap so far today. He's gotten ahead of the 25, but not at the right time.
And Park once again. Never mind, I thought he was clear. He's not clear. Earnhardt's still there. Coming up to the end of lap 15. These two have been going at it for like the last 8 laps, I believe, Michael. This is unbelievable stuff for the lead.
They will not leave each other alone. Jeff Gordon has entered the fray. Who's he going to help? It looks like he's going to help the 43 car try to get around the 25.
I mean, you got to think you got to go with where the run is. I don't know where the run is, though. Like, these two have been dead even.
Look at there, finally! Dale Earnhardt
there he goes.
The lead.
And now Gordon gets to the inside of Park. If Gordon has as much of a problem as Earnhardt did, Earnhardt can run away very quickly here. And actually, you know what? One thing I'm just not thinking about, the tires have to be shot on the 43 and 25.
Look at that. They are almost running 30-second laps. That is almost 2.5 seconds slower than their fastest lap so far. And look at the lap times here. You know, we're hitting 30-second ranges for the 43 and the 25. These guys are just getting into the 30 seconds. Some of them are still running high 29 highs. So they do have about 2-3 tenths more fall off than the rest of these guys.
Just goes to show how important it is to get clear quickly here at New Hampshire, especially with the tire fall off that we've been seeing this season. Lap number 19 of 105. Once again, probably not expecting pit stops until around lap 30 or 40. So this could be anywhere between a 2 and a 3-stop race. We're not entirely sure. As here comes Jim Sauter of all people for third.
That's right. We were not expecting the 29 to be here. He's had a very quiet year, especially he joined in to replace Randy LaJoy in the same wreck that took out Joe Nemechek for several weeks, which Mike McLaughlin replaced. But compared to McLaughlin, he's had a pretty quiet running in that 29 car. Nothing really too stellar, but he's doing pretty stellar right now. To the inside of the 25 he goes.
He's being pretty loud right now, making a lot of noise for Diamond Ridge. Is Jim Sauter, and he's already up to second place here at New Hampshire. What in the world? Here, Michael, the 4-car, Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton also making a name for himself. Here comes his brother to the inside, wanting to take 6th position away.
Jeff Burton started this race back in like 20th, I believe, and he's already up in the 6th place after 22 laps, or 21 laps.
Jeff trying to go well to the outside. If he gets a good run, they could be 3 wide. But Harry Gant prevails.
I don't like this.
And we don't have to go 3 wide, and we don't have to hold our breath.
For now, at least.
Oh, caution is out!
Oh, what? Interesting. First caution of the race is lap 23.
Oh, and Dale Earnhardt is spinning
Dale
to the
Jr.
line! Junior, that is.
That seemed to be after the caution. That's a separate wreck, I believe, for Dale Jr. What in the world just happened?
So it's Michael Waltrip. Joe Nemechek tries to dive bomb into the inside, and Slides him up into the wall.
That ain't gonna work. And then what happens to the 48 car here? You see him in frame with the 8. Does he just...
Oh!
Oh, what in the
He made
world,
contact
Schrader?
with the 94 Ken Schrader.
What?
Go back and watch that again. That
I
was
don't
just
think I've ever seen anything like that before.
Schrader came up to the 48, 94 got loose, and then 48 got loose as well, and the 18 just kind of, well, 18 really had nowhere to go, and unfortunately just had the momentum to turn him around. That's a new one.
Well, we're going to see everyone come into the pits here, obviously, because the tire fall off has been insane. We were probably pushing around 4 seconds by the time the caution came out, so good time to come on in under caution. You always want to make sure you can get fresh tires on the car whenever possible. If you're on old tires, it's just a death sentence, especially here at New Hampshire.
Yeah,
Lap number 24 will stay with you at least until they get out of the pits.
This is going to be a real test here to see who's got the best pit crew. Because it was Dale Earnhardt, then the 29, were the first 2 cars in. Are they going to be the first 2 cars out? We know everybody's going to be taking 4 tires and fuel. And here comes the 43. He is the first one out. So is the 20. Sauter's going to be second out. Then Gordon, Harry Gant, Bobby Hamilton, Jeff Burton, Ward Burton, Hornaday, Park, and David Green.
Bobby Hamilton just gained a lot of spots, I think. He's going to be very close to Earnhardt on this restart. It's going to be a very fun race here at New Hampshire if the trends are to be considered. We're coming up to the line to complete lap 24. 82 laps to go right now here at New Hampshire. We'll be right back with the continuation.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series, coming to you from New Hampshire. We saw the pit stops, and now we are ready for the restart. It is the 43 Dale Earnhardt in the lead, Jim Sauter second, Jeff Gordon third, Harry Gant fourth, and Bobby Hamilton your top 5. Bobby Hamilton, your current championship points leader, and we have Earnhardt leading the third contender, Derek Cope, currently in 22nd position.
Yeah, that's not good for Derek Cope. Came into this race in third of the 3 contenders. Desperately needed to catch up whenever possible, but so far it's not worked out for him. Earnhardt and Hamilton, first and fifth. It'll be 79 to go on this restart, and Dale's going to have a great view of the field from here.
Pace car off once again. Ready to go back green. Lap number 27. Here we go. And this is going to be the fastest they're going to be for the next little while, these next 4 or 5 laps. So we're going to see a lot of action happening here soon. There's the 29. Jim Sauter trying to keep in tow with the 43.
He's keeping pace with him, which is what you want to see on the 29. He might be a bit faster here out of turn number 4. Could he have a run in turn number 1? Not quite. He's going to stay patient, which I respect out of Jim Sauter. You never know when another opportunity like this may arise. Just don't kill the car while you have it underneath you.
I mean, you got to think about it from his perspective with how little he's been up in the front half of the field. I think even, bide your time in second is not a bad option compared to where the car's been the last few weeks.
Most definitely. You can see he's looking outside. I think he just might be trying to get a little bit more grip on his tires. Trying to stay patient behind the 43. Not really seeing a lot of people diving out in the top 10. So they may just be staying patient for when the tires start to fall off.
You see 300 cars in a row here. That's the 5, 25, and 24. There's a lot of battling happening in the back half of the field, but all the way through 13th, it is entirely single file.
See 2 Roush cars side by side here, McLaughlin and Rudd. And then behind them, Robbie Gordon, who I believe Robbie Gordon started this race, 39th or something like that? So an incredible recovery drive by the 77 so far. As we see a massive battle happening here outside of the top 10. And you see Derek Cope there on the bottom lane. He is making up spots, it seems.
He's at 22nd right now, so he's in the same exact position
where he was
at the restart. Looks like, though, he's under fire, actually, from the 42 of Sterling Marlin. Trying to use that outside lane while it's still advantageous, but it has not been, that outside lane has not been working for everybody.
It's been very hit or miss depending on the car, which is very tough when you're a driver, because if you're bad on the outside line and everyone around you is not really good on it, you could fall back very, very quickly, as we see Marlin move into 22nd place.
Up front, those two Roush cars are still side by side. Ricky Rudd trying to get around Joe Nemechek. Rusty Wallace, he's got an option. Who's he going to go with?
Whoever's faster on this back straightaway is who he's going to go with. Seems like it's going to be Nemechek. Nemechek will mostly get clear, but Rudd will send it into turn number 3. Trying to get past the 87 and Nemechek. 3 Roush cars altogether here outside the top 10.
Right now, currently battling for 15th position. Rusty Wallace looking for any way around it. You know, I don't think he's too concerned with their Roush cars. He just wants to get by them all.
All you need to do is just make the passes that you can get.
Looks like he'll follow the 99, get around the 87 if he can clear him off the corner. It's by him for the time being.
Oh, McLaughlin went high. He may have got stemmed by Ernie Irvin.
And it looks like a couple positions ahead. Looks like things are heating up there. 200 cars side by side. Steve Park using the outside line. See if he can get around the 5 car.
He used the outside line pretty well earlier on against Dale Earnhardt. Trying to now use it to get past his teammate and Ron Hornaday Jr. This is for 8th place. David Green's in 10th. Might be looking to capitalize if needed.
Doesn't look like the 25 will be able to do so, but he's not going to give up on that lane just yet.
Battle for 3rd, potentially. I saw Harry Gantz on the inside of Jeff Gordon, I believe. Or he was. Well, he must have ducked back in line before they got to turn 1.
I think one of the other questions just about this track that's getting at me is the acceleration off the corners, because you'd think that if you're able to arch the corner perfectly, you'll be able to get a really good run off, but it seems like that not a lot of guys are able to get any sort of good run, whether you're on the outside or the inside, just when it comes off the corner.
It's been very difficult, I think, mainly getting the power down. Like, if you get the power down without slipping the tires that much, you get a big amount of momentum, but with how dead the tires seem to be, it's just so difficult for these guys to really get past everyone.
Like we saw Harry Gant, he slid up a little bit, and he's already got a full second of fall off on his tires, along with everybody else here at this point, I'm pretty sure. Which is making a lot of this racing a lot more difficult.
And we just know it's really just an exponential curve on the tire fall, because this is about 10 laps in, and we're only about a second of fall off. But I believe when we checked on lap 15, they were at 3 seconds of fall off. So it just exponentially stacks up the longer the run goes on, and it becomes so much harder to manage.
There's the 17. Got pushed out to the outside. Here comes the 200 cars. Ron Hornaday trying to get to the inside of the 17. Looked for help from a teammate. No help came. And the 5 not able to complete the pass, but instead Steve Park once again to his outside.
Park's trying. He wants it done, but just can't get it just yet. He has been doing all he can, but to no avail on the 5.
And I think the one thing that is not helping a lot of these cars out here right now is that compared to Steve Park, Randy LaJoy, both their equipment and it looks like their aggression levels are a little bit different. Randy is not, or sorry, Jim Sauter, my goodness. And it looks like the 18 has had a break, some issues, reporting issues with the brakes. He went down to pit road. But the 29 here, Jim Sauter, I think he's not as concerned with trying to get the lead. Like, obviously, he'll take the chance if it occurs, but he's not aggressively pushing as the 25 has been, just trying to get around his own teammate.
I think Jim has just been, like I mentioned, he's not concerned just yet about pushing for the win. Like, he just wants to be here, just show off, like, hey, I can be that guy on my day. And he has proven it. He's in second behind a man who very well could take the points lead today. Take it back after holding it for so long. And you gotta think, he's just trying to keep it patient. Don't need to rush it just yet. Just stay relaxed, stay composed, and strike when you can.
So he is doing just fine, as is. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon is in third. He's under fire from the 28 of Harry Gant. Gant trying to look to the inside, looking for some sort of a run, but it doesn't look like he's going to get one this time. Or maybe he will. Harry Gant to the inside.
He's got a chance here down the back straightaway.
He's looking for help from another Ford there. The 10 Ford, that is. Bobby Hamilton into 5th position. They are still battling for 3rd, side by side. Here comes the 29. He's been waiting.
He's made his move. He stayed behind for about 17 laps or so, and now Jim Sauter has pounced, but not enough run to get past the 43 of Earnhardt. But he finally looked to the inside. He told Earnhardt, hey, I'm here, and I'm not planning on going away.
He's doing very well at this patient. Here he goes to the inside again. Tried to look, not enough. Once again, congratulations to Jim Sauter just for holding on this long so far. And they've put about half a second between them and 3rd place, Harry Gant, and everybody else, who is currently battling side by side.
Yeah, Gordon's starting to fall off really quickly here. Might be a problem for that 6th car. Gonna just have to hope they can get to this pit cycle without any more problems. Sauter again for the lead. Dale Earnhardt. Harry Gant right there as well. He's loving what he's seeing at the front.
Harry Gant's got a chance to put himself into 2nd place if he can support the right guy. Sauter tried to make a move through the middle of the corner. It looks like Earnhardt got the better run that time around, though.
Gant's going to be on the outside of Sauter here, I believe. No, Sauter barely gets clear. He's peeking inside once again. Can't quite get the run. This has been a very eventful first half of the race, Michael. My God.
I'm absolutely loving it. Jim Sauter, look. I mean, look at this. They have 4 seconds of fall off right now. And doesn't seem to be affecting Jim Sauter none. Actually, I think he's doing better on the worst fall off. Here he goes to the inside. He might lead this lap.
He made it.
Yes, he does.
Oh my gosh! Jim Sauter has a chance! In turn 1! He's got it! Jim Sauter leads at New Hampshire! Unbelievable! And here comes Harry Gant down the inside!
Gant not able to
Can't
make
get
the
the run!
pass.
He was there for a moment! Oh my goodness! Jim Stauder is leading the way for Diamond Ridge Racing here at New Hampshire. That car is absolutely wicked in the long run, it seems.
And here comes Gant to the inside for second position on the inside of Dale Earnhardt. Not able to make the run through the first half of the corner. Coming out of turn 4 now, though. I think we're going to see Gant take second here pretty quickly. With a good run to the inside of the 43. And he's got it because look how slow they are going. 32-second laps.
I think that inside line is just going to become so much better as it gets later in the run. We'll see here with Gordon and Hamilton side by side. Same with Hornaday and Park. We're going to get the cross flags this time by 53 laps to go.
But I think
as it is becoming a melee here at New Hampshire.
And I think we're going to see pit stops very, very quickly because 32.7 lap times by the leader, 33 seconds for Dale Earnhardt. These cars are... It is very weird seeing them go this speed right now.
This is an anomaly on the schedule for sure. But it is a very fun anomaly, in my humble opinion, seeing them crawl at speeds below 90 miles an hour in the long run. Here comes Gordon looking to the inside, can't get the run. You don't see something like this very often. This is a sight to behold here on a massive tire wear track like this.
But I really just want to go ahead and point out to Jim Sodders that I think he understands his car very well. He played that patient game as the caution flag comes out again. Every time I try to praise Jim Sauter for his work, something happens.
Maybe we should just stop trying to praise him and just let him do his thing, Michael.
Yep. Us commentators will keep the hands off on this one. Instead, we'll go ahead and take a look back at what caused this second caution today. So we're looking at the 24, David Green, and the 18 just sends it. Absolutely sends it and will knock it off the 24. And turns him slowly into the wall.
The 18 had fresh tires. That's why that happened, Michael. The 18 had fresh tires because of the brake problem. Remember, he had the brake problem about 10 laps after the caution came, or after the race went back green. He had 10-lap pressure tires, which comparatively is probably about 6 seconds at this point.
There's your example of what tire fall off does, as we see everybody on pit road. And coming off now, looks like Dale Earnhardt will be the first guy off. Harry Gant leaps to second. Jim Sauter loses 2 positions coming out of the pits.
And all the hard work that Jim Sauter put in just went to nothing. But if it's any consolation to Sauter, there is still 1 pit stop to go here in this race. We are under 50 laps to go in the CMT 300 here at New Hampshire. It's only going to heat up from here. Come back and join us for the final half.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series at New Hampshire. CMT 300. Dale Earnhardt has taken the lead from the pits. This time, Harry Gant second place, and in third, Jim Sauter, who's lost 2 positions on that pit stop. And, well, he's going to have to go do everything that he just did once again.
1 car a lap down right now, and that is the 18 of Michael Waltrip. We are under 50 laps to go. Restart will be with, I believe, 47. So a lot can still happen in this race. Dale Earnhardt leading us back to green as the pace car pulls in.
This is going to be our first time here with lap traffic. Just one car. But we've seen how one car can change everything. Green once again. Dale Earnhardt gets well ahead of the 18 that time around.
Oh, no.
And clears him.
Jim Sauter went way outside.
Not a good first corner for the 29 car. He might be the only guy who does not do well on fresh tires.
Now we have a big problem here, Michael, with the lap car in the way between first and second.
Yeah, Harry Gant's got to figure out how to get around this 18 if he wants to keep in touch with that number 43. Which we've seen enough trouble trying to pass one car at times. Now Harry Gant's going to have to try to get around two.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for the 28 car. Needs to be really good on this run to get past the 18 quickly. Jeff Gordon's fallen way back in that 6 car, down to 6th place. Already about half a second behind Ron Hornaday Jr.
It's been interesting to see who's good on these restarts because, well, as things have told us so far, if you're good on the restarts, you might not be so well on the long runs, and that's going to really depend on when the caution comes out.
Well, if we go by what's happened so far, we could be expecting a caution around lap 85 or so. Like, there is no telling. This could very well end up being a no green flag pit stop kind of race, you know? Which is really unfortunate considering because the insanity of green flag pit stops at this track with this tire wear is insane. You've got cars going 27-second lap times while others could be going 34, 35-second lap times, which is horrifying at a 1-mile track like this.
I think a lot of these drivers are happy we haven't had green flag pit stops yet because that might just feel a little bit dangerous. As we see Bobby Labonte going to lose 10th position to the 99 of Ricky Rudd. Got the 4 on the inside. And Ricky Craven as well here in the back. Burton and
see the one of Sprague there. Sprague was getting past the 22. Those are Bill Davis teammates right next to each other. As you see the gap at the front, it's 0.4 of a second, but that's mainly just because of that lap car in between Earnhardt and Gant. Very tough to really get an idea of how fast they are when really everyone's just running single file.
Yeah, there's the 7 of Ernie Irvin trying something new. Getting down the inside of the 42 of Sterling Marlin, all the way back in 20th. There's the 3 of Derek Cope, who's only moved up about 3-4 positions on the day so far. Not a good day for the guy currently running 3rd in points. Tailing behind Mike McLaughlin.
Yeah, and you would think, especially, like, look at 4th in points, Jeff Gordon running in 6th. Normally, you think, yeah, that's a pretty good day, you know? It's just unfortunate you got the top 2 in points running 1st and 4th right now.
And that's the thing about this championship. When it comes down to the end of it, you got to stop worrying about, top 10s, top 5s, top 20s. It's going to be how many positions did I finish ahead or behind of the other championship runners. And that's a whole nother level of stress.
The only thing that matters when you get late in the season, you've got to focus on every point you can get. And I saw Hamilton, he's passed Jim Sauter for 3rd place.
Jim Sauter's going to lose even more positions. There's the 5 of Ron Hornaday getting help from the 6 by the 6 of Jeff Gordon. They're trying to look to the inside. Sauter, though, able to hold on for now.
Big move that Bobby Hamilton needed to make. The points that he can get from just one position could maybe be the difference between him being 1st or 2nd in this championship at the end of today. But as of right now, it's looking like Dale Earnhardt's going to have the points lead because I have a feeling He's very easily going to win the most laps led here today.
Which would be that extra 5 bonus points, and like you've been saying, every single point is going to count. Because it doesn't look like as well Harry Gantz has been able to pass the 18 just yet. Now when the fall off starts kicking in, that's a whole nother story.
Most definitely, but we've seen the 28 and 29. They've been so strong here in the late run, which the late run will probably be around lap number 75 to 80. So you just got to be patient. If you're one of those two cars, you just got to stay patient. Don't lose too much time. Just stay where you can. And when the time is ready, you need to make every move you can make. Every spot matters this late in the season.
Here's Jim Sauter. Looks like he's been able to stabilize things out in 4th position as we've got 1 second of fall off. Here comes the 5 of Ron Hornaday to the inside. Looking to make it stick through turns 3 and 4.
Oh, it's going to be close down the front straightaway here. Did not have it at the line, but through 1 and 2, Ron Hornaday. Seems like he'll get it done. Not yet. Sauter's going to have a run down the back straightaway, and this is allowing the top 3 to run away and kill the tires of Jim Sauter and Ron Hornaday Jr.
And it looks like Sauter's going to lose that position to the 5. Now he's got Jeff Gordon on his inside.
This is not good for Jim.
There's Bobby Hamilton looking for... He tried to look for a second for a bit, but not close enough to the 2018 or 28 just yet. Who's trying to get around the 18.
Oh. He's there. He's trying to get past the 18. Down the front straightaway, he's to the inside. Can he get the run to get past Michael Waltrip? Hornaday's up to 3rd. At least for a moment, they're going to try and get the push down the back straightaway to get past the 18. Still side by side. No, they're not. Never mind.
Bobby Hamilton tried to make a move on the outside. Doesn't look like it'll work, though. He loses that position to the 5 car. And there's Jim Sauter starting to try to get a little aggressive with the block there on the 6. Not able to suppress him, though. Is now these next 5-10 laps. Look at that. We've already got 2 seconds of fall off.
Whoa!
Keep it interesting.
The 5 and 10 almost wrecked each other. It looked like they both had an idea of going to the inside. They almost made the move at the same time, and it almost did not work for either of them.
Here comes the 10 of Bobby Hamilton to the inside, looking for 3rd position back. .28 of Harry Gant still not able to get around the 18.
He just needs to get a little bit lucky here. He needs to send it down the inside, needs to get past Michael Waltrip. And Waltrip's actually going to beat him on Earnhardt! Oh my goodness!
Or just get Waltrip to the inside. Let him do the work. Unless Harry Gant's going to try to send it 3 wide.
Oh.
Isn't able to make it work, though. And they stay 2 by 2.
That was almost a brilliant maneuver by Harry Gant.
Oh, no, he's going to turn the 18 and the 43 into the wall.
They're wrecking behind him, too. Oh my goodness, we didn't catch that last part, but we definitely caught the first part. Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt have wrecked here at New Hampshire. Caution on lap 79. Harry Gant leads.
That is one of the ways I've seen to pass for the lead. We have Michael Waltrip On the inside of the 43, Harry Gant looks like he tries to go 3 wide. And if there's not room, he makes room. He gets to the 18, spins him out into the 43. Both of them collide into the wall.
I am absolutely bewildered. We thought last week was insane with the lap car shenanigans with Chad Little and Ted Musgrave. This takes it to a whole nother level. Not only is the race leader wrecked, but the man second in points, Dale Earnhardt, has been wrecked from the lead here at New Hampshire.
And I don't think I need to say, this has massive championship implications because Dale Earnhardt has fallen to 32nd position.
And the worst part is, because we're still before 10 to go, Waltrip's going to be back at the front for this restart, as I believe he's the only car 1 lap down.
If he's upset about the wreck, he's not the only one on that regard, though. We'll get you the information on this when we return right after a quick break. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 and our 2003 Draft Series in New Hampshire, and you will see that we have 2 new faces up in the front, Bobby Labonte and Wally Dallenbach, and you're thinking, wow, their pit crews must have done a really good job. No, actually, they stayed out. Darien, I don't know if this is the best idea.
I got nothing. This is the dumbest idea they could possibly have. They last pit on lap, 58? I believe it was, Michael? It is lap 82. We have gone almost 30 laps on these tires. These tires are going to be about 6 seconds slower than everyone else. Yet they lead the field. Michael Waltrip's on fresh tires. Harry Gant's on fresh tires. Everyone behind the 95 is on fresh tires. And with 24 laps to go, it's all about to hit the fan.
Will this be worth the 5 bonus points the 21 gets? Let's find out. Green flag back in the air. And that's not even a challenge.
Wait! The 28 passed the 95 on the inside! That's a penalty!
Is NASCAR going to catch on to that? That's going to be the real question. These 3 have broken away, and these 2 are holding up everybody else. Goodbye goes the podium.
The 28 has to have a black flag.
And these 2
Did they
have not
catch it,
pitted.
is the question. They did not catch it. NASCAR didn't call it. He passed on the inside before the start-finish line.
Are they taking into consideration how slow these 2 are? Because look at that. Look how they're a whole straightaway behind. And they're holding up everybody. Five seconds off the pace. And Jim Sauter, oh no, and there's a crash!
Oh no!
Harry Gant got into the wall.
Thing.
Sorry, Terry Labonte, that is. But they are still
no
green.
No caution, we stay green.
No, that one's going to be the caution. The 43 is involved. We got a smoker? That's a 2. And they're still wrecking.
Oh, that's Garrett. Oh my god.
You were right, Darien. It indeed hit the fan.
Michael, is there any chance we could bleep out something on broadcast? Because I got so many things I want to say right now, but none of them are very friendly for the broadcast.
Well, let's go back to this. They're all stacked up because, well, where are you supposed to go? And, yeah, what are you supposed to do? They were 3, almost 4 wide. 33 and the 25 got the damage. But then we got to go all the way up here. And then the Earnhardts wreck each other for some reason. Dale Earnhardt had a really good run. And
you can also see, as soon as the 48 hits the wall, that's when the 2 car blows up. And then, what in the hell happened?
Onboard from the 2 here. There's a 43, and then there's Dale Jarrett like, oh, that's my teammate wrecking. Oh, there's my engine. And now I'm getting turned around for good measure by the 24.
You know, we've had some chaotic moments in the past in this season, Michael, but I don't think there's been a more insane 15-second stretch that we've had than this in a while.
No, congratulations, New Hampshire. You have completely baffled us. And I think Michael Waltrip got his lap back in all that chaos.
But John Andretti pit after the restart. He's going to be a lap down, along with the 2 if the 2 remains in the race.
It's going to be a good question. Now the 21 comes into pit road.
But they're the only one pitting. Michael, they're going to have the freshest tires for this final stint. This could be a problem.
This has certainly been one of the stretches of race I've seen in a long while, as we see Terry Labonte come down the pit road with damage. He's going to be on the fresh tires as well. And
less than 20 laps to go here at New Hampshire. Michael, this has been an absolutely insane race, but we still have a ways to go before the end. Hopefully the last break of the day, we'll take one more, and we'll be back right after this.
Welcome everyone to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series. Major update here. Penalty for the number 28 of Harry Gant. He jumped the line and passed on the inside before he made it to the start-finish line, resulting in an end of the longest line penalty for the number 28.
It was such a slim call that at first NASCAR didn't give it to him, but after deliberation under caution, they gave the penalty to the 28 because he did pass before the line, which, no matter which way you slice it, it is a penalty, even if it only was 6/1000ths of a second. But we're ready to go back green now. It is lap 89 of 105. We're going to be getting back to this with 16 to go and a new leader in Ron Hornaday Jr. This race is about to go into 11 for the final few laps.
We have one lap car on the inside. John Andretti in the number 31, our pole sitter. We're going to go back green here on lap number 90. Oh, the 4 car did not get going at all.
I think I saw while we were away, he was reporting a fuel system fault, Michael. There's a fuel system problem on the 4. They can't get the power down.
That is really slowing up him and the 22 right now. Goes to the outside to 3 wide, and he is losing a lot of positions. We saw a car come to the 26 and the 88 Lake Speed. Jeremy Mayfield coming to pit road. He's out front. Ron
I wonder what that's for.
Is still your leader. Let's take a look back at these guys. That's a splash and go for the
splash of fuel. They don't have the fuel. Hey, wait, if these guys don't have the fuel,
that might have been a penalty on the 88 car, but for the 26, it was a splash and go.
Oh God! If they don't have the fuel, Michael, we have a problem.
I think a lot of the field is starting to check their gauges right now after that one. Here we go, battle for second. Here's the 10 of Bobby Hamilton on the inside. Lake Speed right behind.
Good Lord.
Tried to get an extra position, trying to get closer to getting his lap back, but that did not work that time around. There's the 10 of Bobby Hamilton to the inside of the 6. Hamilton looks like he's going to take second. Once again, we saw a familiar situation to what we saw earlier in this race. There's one lapped car between the leader and the guy in second.
But can they get the move done before this race is over? Because we're already down to 12 to go. There's not as much time anymore. You've got to go now.
Yeah, fall off will no longer be a play at this point. As they still battle side by side for second. Hamilton not able to clear Jeff Gordon.
He's got to get something here now. He's got to get past the 6 as soon as possible. Ricky Rudd right behind him. And now Hamilton, I think he might have it here through 1 and 2. He has got it. He's up to second place officially. But now he's going to run down the 31 and the 5.
And there's the 99 of Ricky Rudd trying to get around his teammate, the 6 of Jeff Gordon. And behind him in fifth, that is the 17 of Ward Burton and Jim Sauter holding on to 6th through all of this.
And you see a lot of guys up here in the bottom half of the top 10 that we haven't seen so far today. Morgan Shepherd, Rusty Wallace, Ricky Craven, Ernie Irvin. I see Mike McLaughlin there in 11.
With how much stuff happened in those last 2 cautions there, it's really shaking up the back half of the field and allowed these guys to go ahead, get themselves into top 10 territory at the end of this one.
Yeah, because we have gone from, 300 cars running in the top 10 to no 100 cars in the top 10. Well, except for the 5. I may be a little stupid. Ignore my stupidity, please. It's been a long day.
There's a 31 of Andretti trying to get around that 5 car. Just trying to get his lap back at this point in 40th position.
The thing is, though, if he can get past the 5 here, that's going to be a massive problem because he's going to be put side by side, or Hornaday will be put side by side, and that's going to allow the 10 to catch up big time.
31 looking for
And
some.
we're coming up here. Coming up on 7 to go. It's Hornaday, then Hamilton and Rudd, the 1, 2, 3.
And it's Jeff Gordon 4th, Ward Burton holding on to the 5th position. And is that Todd Bodine I see on the lead lap in 12th position?
Great day for the Sobco number 40. With 6 laps to go when they reach the line. Incredible result, potentially inbound for the 40 team. Back up at the front. Hornaday still leading it. And I think, yeah, the 99's up to second. He's gotten past Bobby Hamilton.
But can he get around the 31?
But now, gotta get past him soon. 5 laps to go here at New Hampshire.
3/10 of a second.
He's gonna look to the inside. Peeking. He's peeking. Can he get the run? He needs to get the run.
And we see a car ahead of him.
Oh,
That's
the 4
the 4.
Wait. The 4 hasn't come in for the fuel system failure.
He's still going.
He's going to be in the way.
4 seconds slower than the fastest lap time. And here comes the 99 of Ricky Rudd.
Here comes. Slow car might be in the way at the end. With 4 laps to go at New Hampshire. Ricky Rudd trying to close in on the 5 of Ron Hornaday.
He's got Lake Speed behind him, but Lake Speed's a lap car. And he's going to put second place 3 wide.
Oh my goodness!
That is not where the 99 wants to be right now.
3 to go.
And Rudd got forced to the outside lane from a lap car.
But here comes Speed. What if Speed can get to the 5? What about the 10?
Lake Speed just trying to get his lap back, and he holds the 5 up. Here comes the 99.
They're all stuck behind the 4. he go with the line?
If the 99 can get to the inside of the 5, he's got a good chance. 5 gets ahead of him, though. Entering turn number 1.
2 laps remaining at New Hampshire. This has been an all-time classic here in the Winston Cup Series. Ricky Rudd trying to close in. He's going to have just 2 more chances. He's going to make the move here. No, he won't.
He tried to send it in, but to no avail.
There's 1 lap to go. 1 to go in New Hampshire. This is unbelievable.
Rudd I think he almost gave him a nudge there. He is on the back bumper. Can he get to the inside? Here he goes.
Down the inside, he's going to get there at the very end. Ricky Rudd, Ron Hornaday Jr., they're going to be side by side all the way to the checkered flag. Rudd's got the run. He's going to come out of turn 4. Hornaday's not going to get there. Ricky Rudd will win at New Hampshire. Oh my goodness, what a finish.
Ricky Rudd timed it perfectly.
He stole it! Ricky Rudd stole it! Oh my God.
I think that's candidate for best finish of the year.
I think that's candidate for best finish of the decade. Ricky Rudd, who in the last 4 races had a best finish of 13th, worst of 19th twice, has yet to win a points race this year. He won the All-Star race at Charlotte. But finally, Roush Racing has number 2 in 1997, beating out Ron Hornaday Jr., the Rookie of the Year leader. Hornaday was looking for a 3rd win of the year, but it just wasn't meant to be on this day.
We're going to watch that final lap again because that was absolutely worth it. Look at this. The 99 all over the back bumper of the 5. Down to the inside he goes. He's got a little bit of a nudge from the 10. He gets a really good run off the corner, though, and they're going to drag race it from here. 99 gets the better run, and to the inside, Rudd gets past the 5. And he absolutely steals that win.
That, my friend, might just be the single best race we have not only had in New Hampshire in this game ever, but the single best finish we have had this season.
That is definitely...
That was unbelievable. Not only the photo finish, but everything. That entire race, in my personal opinion, is one of the best races I've ever called. That was absolute cinema.
Let's take a look at your top 10. Ricky Rudd with that absolute steal over the 5 of Ron Hornaday. Bobby Hamilton rounds out the podium. Then in 4th, it was Jeff Gordon. Jim Sauter comes back to take 5th in the end. A top 5 for Diamond Ridge. Great run for that team. Ward Burton 6th. Rusty Wallace 7th. Ernie Irvin 8th. Ricky Craven 9th. Morgan Shepherd 10th. The whole bottom half of the top 10 was barely talked about through the entire day, and they come alive right at the time they need to. Mike McLaughlin shout out in 11th, so Todd Bodine and Ted Musgrave for top 15 finishes for those teams. And of course, we also got to mention Harry Gant. He finished 36th on the day because of that penalty. 6 1,000ths over the line, and it cost him 35 positions. 39 finished on the lead lap. 3 cars finished 1 lap down. Dale Jarrett, the only retiree from the race. Steve Park, who was one of the earlier contenders, finished 22nd on the day. And Dale Earnhardt after getting turned by by an incident from the 18 and the 28, finishes ahead of both of them, but in 35th.
I can't even think of anything to say to recap that race that doesn't get bleeped out in post. I am absolutely stunned. That might just be one of the greatest races I've ever called in general. That was so much fun. I never thought I would ever say that about a race at New Hampshire, but that was incredible to watch.
Absolutely stellar. And as we look ahead to the next few races on the schedule, we've got Dover, Martinsville, Charlotte, Talladega. A nice, great variety as the season continues and the championship battle continues, because once again, it's been thrown for another loop. Bobby Hamilton's going to retain the points lead, but by a lot bigger margin. We've only got a few more races left to decide who's going to win this championship. But we're going to have to settle that next week. For now, for Darien Arnsdorff, I'm Michael Paz. This is the Draft Series. You all just witnessed something great. And we'll see you all back here next week for the next great event. Bye-bye.